हस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Mantra number 4. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaः Sannyasa Yoga Yataya Shuddha Sattvaः Te Brahma Lokeshu Parantakale Paramritaः Parimucyanti Sarve. The Yatayaha, who are Shuddha Sattvaha. For the major part of their cognitive life, they had committed, they had this as a primary commitment to understand Brahman as Atman. But in spite of their efforts, untiring efforts, sustained efforts, due to some reason, some pratibandha, if it were there, if some pratibandha were there, then that pratibandha or pratibandhas prevent the person from owning totally the wisdom. There will be some, as if it were some bridge, some gap between what they are informed and what they have understood, they have assimilated. There is a seeming gap between what one is taught and what one owns, assimilates. Pratibandha brings about that gap. When all the pratibandhas are taken care of, neutralized, removed, then there is no gap between the teaching Aham Brahmasmi and owning that wisdom, that intimate knowledge, aparoksha jnanam, sakshatkara, akhandakara vritti definitely takes place. Like even when I see an object, if my eyes have no defect, then eyes being the pramana, they definitely reveal the color or the form of the object, and I understand the object, the color or form as it is. Even as the pramana, the eyes function, they work. The very same instant I see the color or the form of the object as it obtains. If there are pratibandhas in my eyes, then like cataract, etc., then I have to remove the pratibandha. Then only I can see an object as it is. So too is the case here also. If the mind, if there are some pratibandhas in the mind, in the person, then raga, dvesha, pratibandhas are there, then there is a gap, there is some distance in terms of understanding, not a physical distance. There is no physical distance between Brahman and me, Ishvara and me, but there is a distance in terms of understanding. As it were, I have not yet understood, I have not gotten it yet. So this gap is because of pratibandha. And if such a person, this yatayaha, these people renunciates, if there were some pratibandha, then the sakshatkara is anutpanna, doesn't arise at that time. Then does it mean that they have lost, they lose the Paramapurushartha? Does it mean that their efforts are in vain, wasted? No. as we see in the Bhagavad Gita, na me bhaktaha pranashyati. Pratyavayaha na vidyate, krita vipranasha is not there. Abhikramanasha is not there. There is continuity. Whatever accomplishment, whatever level one accomplishes in the Adhyatma Marga, in the Moksha Marga, it is forever, for good. It never leaves the Jiva, the Sadhaka. It never goes. Any progress I make, I stay there. I don't lose it. Any effort I do doesn't go waste. Because of Pratibandha, the result of my effort may be delayed, as could happen in the case of these people, these Yatayaha, who may have some Pratibandha. In that case, there is a delay. The delay is only because of the Pratibandha, not because of the Pramana working. Like even if I have a Pratibandha in my eyes, some defect in my eyes, that becomes an obstacle for me to see the color form. So my seeing the color or the form of the object happens as soon as the defect is removed. So to the Pratibandha, removal may happen. It may happen in two ways. In time it may happen, like karma phalam gets expended by experiencing, undergoing that bhogena karma, that spends out. Right? It gets spent. Suppose there is a karma I did, and the phalam of it, say it lasts for 2 years, say for instance 2 years, and then even without my doing anything, that 2 years, in the 2 years time, that karma phala gets expended, spent. Bhogena, it goes. Bhogena upakshayaha, it gets spent, expended by bhoga. That is one way. The other way is to do some pratikriya from prayaschitta, etc. Antidote to remove the effect of this karma. Prayaschitta, etc. They are all the means for removing the pratibandhas. If I do a prayaschitta karma, then the pratibandha goes quickly. Suppose I do some prayaschitta, repeatedly some pratibandha is coming. If I do some prayaschitta, then the karma gets erased, the karma phalam gets neutralized quickly. If I don't do anything, then maybe 2 years it takes to get neutralized, get spent out. But if I do some prayaschitta, then maybe in a few months, few weeks time, that may go away. But then how many pratibandhas are there, how strong are there, we do not know. As they come only we know, right? They are all avyakta, many of them are not manifest, and then as time unfolds, then they come to manifestation. And unfortunately, the person may pick up new pratibandhas also because of samskara or abhyasa. There may be new pratibandhas. So these yatayaha shuddha sattvaha are very diligent, awareful, so that they don't pick up new pratibandhas. New pratibandhas, such karma is not done which will pick up new pratibandhas, which will not give expression for the samskaras. Whatever is there already in the sanchita, if some pratibandha is there, then by efforts they take care of. Whatever possible effort they put in. Even if by efforts these pratibandhas are not neutralized, then what happens? Lifelong this person could not neutralize this pratibandha. What will happen? The Shastra says there is no loss. Being a yati, being a renunciate here, and being effortful, being Shuddha Sattva, having this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, Sannyasa Yoga, Vedanta Vijnana, Sunishchita Tattva being there, they are rewarded. They don't lose, rather they go to Brahmaloka. This is a renunciate who is effortful, yati, who is of proper effort. And then this person, if the person does not understand fully Jiva Brahma Aikya, then the person at the time of death, at the time of the fall of this body, they go to Brahmaloka, also called Satyaloka. This is pointed out in the Shastra. Here itself, Te Brahmalokeshu, it is there. Brahmaloka is the highest loka within the samsara, the highest place one can reach within samsara. It's also called Satyaloka. Satyaloka, Brahmaloka is the highest place. Okay. Where the Sagunam Brahma, one can have a Sakshatkar of Sagunam Brahma. Where it is available, one can have Sakshatkar of Sagunam Brahma. Okay. What happens in Brahmaloka? Then it says Brahmalokeshu. They are there. These Jivas are there. These Sadhakas are there in the Brahmaloka. And then they, whatever is the lifespan of Brahmaji, that is called Parardha, it's called, right? Parakala. Para it is called. Parakala means the duration, the lifespan of Brahmaji, Chaturmukha. This calculation you may see like 4,32,000 years, something like that. So 432,000 years, right? 1,000 years. 432, correct? 432,000 years. That is one Kali Yuga, span of Kali Yuga. Some people say 1,000 years is Kali Yuga, 2,000 years is Dwapara Yuga and all. There is no pramana for that. In some books we see also. Some people think 1,000 years is Kali Yuga, and then they say Kali Yuga is over now, Satya Yuga is beginning now. Some people say. For that there is no, the Shastra pramana is not there. Purana there is no pramana for it. 4,32,000 years Kali Yuga, and then twice the duration is Dwapara, and three times the Kali Yuga duration is Treta Yuga, and then 4 times that is the Krita Yuga or the Satya Yuga. It's also called Satya Yuga, they call. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 makes 10. That means 4,32,000 years. Right? This is the 4 Chaturyugas put together. And then 1,000 times is the 1,000 Sahasra Chaturyuga. 1,000 times the Chaturyuga. So 4.3 million into 1,000. That makes 4.3 billion years. This is the day, 12-hour time, daytime of Brahmaji. And during that daytime, the Brahmaji does creation, sustenance, all that he does, and then at the end of the day, 12-hour break, shift is over, duty time over, then the person is night time for Brahmaji. What is the night time? What is the duration? A matching time, like our day and night, 12 hours day, 12 hours night, approximately. So to 12 hours, equivalent of that 4.3 billion years is Brahmaji's rest time, night time. During that time, Pralaya alone is there. Pralaya takes place and then there is no manifestation of the Prapancha. Let it be. So at the end of the night time, what happens? Again the day starts, Big Bang, etc. Big Bang theory coming into force. Again a bang comes. Big Bang. The scientists say the creation, the universe started with a Big Bang, they say. Another Big Bang, second day morning, Big Bang, 6 o'clock, Big Bang, another Srishti. And then 6 p.m., another deluge. And then next day morning, third day morning, 6 o'clock, another Big Bang, okay, goes on. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, this cycle keeps going on. So, this is one day, right? That is 1,000 Chaturyuga, duration is one day time. and similar matching time is the night time. Put together is the one day time for 1 day, 24-hour day, similar to ours. That is the Brahmaji's 1 day. So like that, 360 days is 1 year for Brahmaji. All cosmic numbers, astronomical numbers now, right? We now get into the realm of the astronomical numbers. And then 100 such years is the Brahmaji's duration. So the Brahmaji's zero time starts and then concludes on the 100 years complete. Then Brahmaji also is resolved in Param Brahma. Right? Brahmaji resolves in Param Brahma. And then there is a similar matching time gap, Mahapralaya is there. And then another Brahmaji comes into being, another Brahmaji starts creation. Story repeat. The cycle of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya continues. There is no proof whatsoever. Even in science, they don't have any proof to show that, to demonstrate clearly that there is only one Big Bang. Whatever Big Bang happened, is this the first Big Bang? There is no proof, right? Was there another Big Bang or any number of Big Bangs before that? There is no proof whatsoever. It is not there. Scientists stop with the Big Bang, the start of the happening of the Big Bang. They theorize that with that the universe came into being, right? There was one point like one particle, one point like matter where everything, all matter is condensed in that point space, and then that underwent a big explosion they call Big Bang. Okay, and then the huge explosion it was, and then from that explosion only all the galaxies and stars and later on planets etc. came into being. That's how they say. And with that Big Bang, time started. Zero time started with the Big Bang. This is the Big Bang theory, they say, in brief. There may be many details, we don't need all those details. But then, what was there before the Big Bang? Who made this Big Bang occur? No such explanation. What happened, what was there before the Big Bang? Was there another Big Bang before that? There is no such explanation at all. They don't think further. Scientists don't look further. Okay? But then Shastra says, this is cycle, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, keeps going on. If there is one Big Bang, there is no reason why there should not be another Big Bang earlier. And there is no reason why later on a Big Bang should happen. There is no reason why it should not happen also. Okay. Now, this time span, what they calculate, matches with this 4.3 billion years. The Srishti, they say the universe is 4.4 some billion years old. Some approximation they make. So many billion years old, which matches with the Purana calculation, 4.32 billion years. An amazing number they arrived at. Okay. So this is Brahmaji's lifespan. Okay. 1,000 Chaturyugas into 2 into 100 into 360. Right? 360 into 100. That is the lifespan of Brahmaji. And this people, the jivas who have gone to Brahmaloka, many of them, some of them come back. But people like Vedanta, Vijnana, Sunichita Arthaha, Shuddha Sattvaha, Yatayaha, they are then Brahmaloka. For the rest of the Brahmaloka duration, they are there, right? Remaining in their wisdom, they are there. They are not afflicted by any of this hunger, thirst, sickness, illness, etc. They are not afflicted by any of this. And then they revel in their, remaining in their Purna, in their Swarupa, they are there. And there may be a Brahmaloka Sharira there for them, whatever Sharira appropriate to that Loka. Every Loka has its own appropriate Sharira. In this universe, we say, the bodies that we people have, that living beings have, they are made of Prithvi. Prithvi Amsha is there. Parthiva Shariram. This is called Parthiva Shariram. What obtains in Prithvi? Prithvi is the earth. Okay? Not only earth, this universe. And what Sharira, the living beings have, that is called Parthiva Sharira. And then elsewhere, in other lokas, there is a Up Sharira, they say, where the predominant element is up, water, apa. Okay. Remember, the water that obtains, we have this body, this human body, 70% of it is water. But this water is not the Sukshma water, this is Sthula water. So this is Sthula water. This Sthula water, 70% all right, but then this is Parthiva Sharira. Whereas the Apsharira they're talking about, that is not Sthula Sharira, it's made up of the Sukshma Bhuta. So Apsharira. And there are lokas where the Agni Sharira is there, Agneya Shariram is there, Vayaviya Shariram is there, etc. It is there. So the point is this: in keeping with the loka where the jiva is, an appropriate Sharira is there for the loka bhoga. Okay? To experience human experience, to have human experience, I must have a human body. To have a dog's experience, I must have a dog body only. Right? To have a cow's experience, I must have a cow body. So to have that particular loka experience, one must have the jiva has this appropriate Sharira there. So too in Brahma Loka also, there is the Sharira, appropriate Sharira, it is there. That Sharira is free from hunger, thirst, etc., etc. It is all there. No afflictions for that Sharira. It is mentioned. It's all, nobody has seen all this. No, we don't have experienced that. Or even if we have experienced, we have no memory of it now. It is not manifest now. How do we then say so? This is all there now. Shraddha, Shastra says so, Shraddha. Yes. So now, these Yatayaha, these people of effort, they go to Brahmaloka and then they are there in Brahmaloka for the rest of the duration of Brahmaji's lifespan. They are there. And then, when Brahmaji's lifespan ends, the whole Brahmaloka with Brahmaji that dissolves into Param Brahman. What happens to the jivas who are in Brahmaloka? They also, along with Brahmanasaha, along with Brahmaji, they also resolve into Param Brahman. No more coming back into samsara. It is there. This is what is pointed out here. Te Brahmalokeshu. Being in the Brahmalokas, going to Brahmaloka, they go to Brahmaloka and be there. And then Parantakala. Antakala is death. Parantakala is Brahmaji's end of Brahmaji's span, duration at that time. Paramritaha, they are totally free, totally liberated. Paramritaha. Parimuchyanti. Yes, they are free all the way, totally free. Sarve, whoever is in Brahmaloka and the Paramrita Kala, right? Parantakala, they all become free forever. This is also a type of mukti, a type in the sense it's called krama mukti. You may know this word. If you don't know, better notice it. Krama mukti, a mukti which is gained in due course, in stages. Kramena muktihi, krama muktihi. This is called krama mukti. Going to Brahmaloka and then getting understanding by jnanam there, becoming mukta there, being free from samsara totally is called krama mukti. But that is not the only mukti that is pointed out, that is possible. The other is jivan mukti. Jivan mukti means here itself, obtaining in the human sharira, in this birth itself one can discover the freedom. This is called jivan mukti. So krama mukti and jivan mukti. The jivan mukti is also called sadhyo mukti. Sadhya means immediately. That means here itself. That's the idea. Sadhyo mukti. Sadhya means immediately. Here itself. Sadhyo mukti, jivan mukti. The sadhyo mukti, that is jivan mukti, one gains when the person has no pratibandhas. All the pratibandhas are taken care of, neutralized, and the person understands the Swarupa, then Sadhyo Mukti, Jivan Mukti happens here itself. If Pratibandhas are not totally neutralized, then the person of effort goes to Brahmaloka and there is Krama Mukti for the person. Okay. So both the meanings can be taken here. First we take the Krama Mukti meaning and then look at the Sadhyo Mukti meaning. Sadhyo Mukti means Jivan Mukti. That meaning we will see. The commentator first points out the Krama Mukti here. We will look at that. We started off with that line, the line in our papers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th line, starting with Te Shuddha Sattvaha, starting with the words Te Shuddha Sattvaha. And we saw part of it. Evam Bhutaha api, even if they are so now, Kutaschit Pratibandhat, due to some Pratibandha, some obstacle. Asmin Sharire, in this, obtaining the Sharira itself, Anutpanna Sakshatkaraha Chet. If the Sakshatkara, the Jnanam does not arise, that is, Aparoksha Jnanam is not there. It's not that they have ignorance anymore now, but then the Pratibandha continuation is there. Ajnana is not there, but then the Ajnana, certain traces is there. Pratibandhas are still at work. Kutaschit Pratibandhat. Anutpanna Sakshatkara Chet. Then what happens to them? He explains further. Tada Uktaha Yataya. The aforesaid renunciates. Uktaha, the aforesaid Yatayaha renunciates, people of effort. Brahmalokeshu, in Brahmaloka. That he explains. What is Brahmalokeshu? Brahmanaha, that is Karyasya. Karya Brahma ityartha. Chaturma. Karyam Brahma, Karanam Brahma. You say Karyam Brahma means we can say Brahmaji is called Karyam Brahma. Also the three Murtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, they are also called as Karyam Brahma. Remember, the truth of every one of them is Param Brahma only. But viewed from the standpoint of Upadhi, they are called Karyam Brahma. Like even, it is the very same clay, viewed from the Upadhi of this form, it gets the name Namarupa, called pot. It is clay indeed, which is called as the pot. So too, Param Brahma indeed, with these Upadhis called Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and then. So it is a Karyam Brahma, Brahmanaha Karyasya. Here it means Karyam Brahma, Brahmaji, Chaturmukha, Hiranyagarbha Loka. Now, is this Brahmaloka is only one? Are there many Brahmas now? Right? If there are many Brahmas right now, there will be confusion. Right? Always no, the authority in that hierarchy, they say no, unity of command, right? The command should be unity. If there are two commanders, right? Suppose in a military battalion, somebody is there. Two commanders are giving instruction. One fellow will say, Aage, what is that? Aage bad. No, quick march. Other fellow will say, about turn. What will the poor soldier do now? One fellow wants left turn, daye mood. Other fellow says, baye mood now. Turn right, turn left. What will the poor soldier do? So, two means confusion. This is called unity of command. In military, it's very clear. In all military setup, the command is always, the commander is only one. The command comes from one person. It's one unity of command, it's called. So, the soldier down below, there is no confusion. What is the command? What is to be done? There is no confusion. So, to here, if there are many Brahmajis, there will be confusion. So there is only one Brahmaji. How it is then Brahmaloke, Shu, Bahuvachana is there, plural is there. That the commentator points out. Ekaha eva lokaha. It's only one loka. But why then plural? He explains. Aneka bhumi प्रासादवत् अधः उपरि आदि विभागेन अवस्थिताः बहवः एतेन अभिधीयन्ते. The individual, the jivas obtaining there are the ones, the waiting in muktas. Okay, muktas in waiting. What do they call the bride in waiting? Or what do they say? Something in waiting they say. Okay, so this mukta in waiting. There are many. This aneka, many. Bhumi, place. Prasada, building. Okay. So prasadavat, the areas, territories. In one earth, we have many territories. So we have, say, plural also. The places, the earths, we have soils, etc. we say. So because of the identification of the area, prasada, building wise. Right? Prasada is a building. So multi-story, 2-story, 3-story, etc. Prasadavat, aneka bhumi, prasadavat. Even though on one earth, there are many buildings are there, and then there many people reside, right? So prasadavat, adaha, below, upari, above, below, upari, above, down, below and above, adaha and upari, adi, vibhagena, in some this taratamya, the grades, okay. Avastitaha, they obtain there. Not that everyone who goes to Brahmaloka has done the same punya, goes to the same punya, it is not. Even that there is taratamya will be there. But then it doesn't matter to them. Right? It doesn't matter to them. Here it matters, everything matters. Right? Suppose in an office, all the fellows get full cup of tea, okay? Free tea. Every day morning, 10 o'clock, they get free tea. One fellow gets 3/4 cup of a tea only. It's a very small, insignificant difference. But then, if the fellow gets only 3/4 of a cup, no, cut chai. In Mumbai, they say cut chai, ardo chai, cut chai, cut I think. Cut means half cup only. Now, if this fellow only gets half cup, that matters, becomes a big issue. Salary wise, perk wise, position wise, power wise, all are equal. But this fellow gets half cup only. This becomes a big complaint. Small things become big. Ego, no? Ego becomes an issue. Whereas there, it's not a problem. But still, they are in the different strata. Anek vibhagena avastitaha. Bahavaha, many such are there. Etena abhidiyante. That's why plural. That's why the Bahuvachan. Brahmalokeshu. There is another reading. Brahmaloke tu. Instead of shu, there is a tu. Brahmaloke tu. Tu in the sense eva. Brahmaloke eva. That is the meaning we have to take. Here we have Brahmalokeshu Bahuvachanam because of many people. Many jivas being there. Muktas in waiting. That is the Brahmaloka. Bhagavaha. Okay, clear? That's why the Bahuvachanam here. Further. Teshu Brahmalokeshu. That Brahmaloka. Then further. Parantakale. He explains that. Parasya. That is Karya Brahmanaha. Brahma, which is Karya Brahma here, manifest Brahma as the creator, etc. That is a Karya Brahma. Sagunam Brahma as the creator, etc. Parasya, Karya Brahmanaha. Brahmaji is Antakalaha. Antakalaha means Vinashakalaha. Brahmaji hood, that Brahma hood comes to an end, that is the Vinashakala, Antakala. And why it is called Parantakala explains Parasya Antakala. Parasya Antakala, Parantakala. Who is Para here? One who is superior. Superior to what? Superior to what is created. Who is superior? The Karana. Brahmaji is superior. Therefore, Para refers to Brahmaji. His Parakala is Para Antakala. When Brahmahood comes to an end. What is that Vinash Antakala here? Dvi Parardha Avasanaha. Para is the time also. That span is called Para. Okay, the count. So many years is called Parakala. And that is Ardha. Half of it is Para Ardha. Right? Dvi Parardha, 2 halves. Means full. That is it. Why he says Dvi Parardha? Instead of saying Para Avasana Kala, Parardha Kala we keep on using. Okay? In all the Sankalpana you may keep on hearing this. Amapata Samana, Kshavanasi, Brahmana, Parabrahmana, Dvitiya Parardhe, Svetavaraha Kalpe, etc. Dvitiya Parardhe. So half of lifespan is called Para Ardha. Not our lifespan, Brahmaji's. Brahmaji's half lifespan, half of lifespan. Para Ardha. Ardha means half. Parardha. Now where are we now? Where is this universe now? It is in the second half of Brahmaji's lifespan. That's why Dvitiya, second half. Dvitiya Parardha. That means Brahmaji is now middle aged. Okay? Past 50 years. Now he may have middle age issues. Will have. He may think of marrying again. All joke. Okay? All the dog days, dog years, the middle age is troublesome. One can handle is okay, but many people it's a troublesome period. Middle age is a troublesome period. Why middle age alone? Every blessed is a troublesome period for some. Okay. Now, joking apart, Brahmaji is in the second half of his lifespan. That's a Dvitiya Parardha. Therefore, he is a Dvi Parardha. 2 halves. Dvi Parardha Avasanaha. This is the limit. This is the span. Avasana, the span. 2 Parardha, span, life. That is the end of that lifespan. Avasana, end of that span. Then he concludes Parantakala. This is the Parantakala. Brahmaji's lifespan. Tasmin Parantakale, at that time. Paramritat. Here para means Utkrishtat. Superior, very high, very superior. Utkrishtat. Then Amritat. From this Amrita. This itself is Amrita compared to Amrita. Long span is called Amrita here. Puranas, Shastras say. So the Brahmaji's lifespan, living in Brahmaloka, till Brahmaji's lifespan ends, up to that, that is called Amrita. It's called Apekshika Amritatva. Relative Amritatva, relative immortality. Suppose human lifespan is normal, our lifespan is 100 years, expected lifespan is 100 years, say. And then this fellow lives for 1,000 years, say. Like the Jedi, okay? Jedi, 3,000 years old, like the Obi, etc., etc. Jedis are there, all in Star Wars. Okay? So they live for hundreds of years. So compared to the normal lifespan, 100 years, the long living ones are called immortals. They are immortal. Not in the absolute sense, but in a relative sense. Like even one fellow who has 100 rupee, okay, but another fellow has 100 lakh rupees, 100 crore rupees. Rich fellow, right? So rich is a Kubera, is called a Kubera. You are Kubera. You are the Lord of Wealth. Apekshika, relative sense. So to here, this Amritatvam here is relative Amritatva, long life. No fear of aging, death, etc. Therefore it's called Amrita. No sense of this smallness, suffering is not there in Brahmaloka. That's what called Amrita, Amritat. From that position, what happens? Amarana Dharmena. Who are free from the dharma, the nature of subject to death. Amarana dharmina. Amarana dharmina. They are not marana dharmina. They are amara dharmina. Amarana dharmina. Free from the dharma of the nature of subject to being subject to death. Amarana dharmina. Then avyakritat. Here, this amarana dharmina refers to this utkrishtat amritat. In that Brahmaloka, there is no maranam. That is the paramritat, amarana dharmina. Panchami there. Amarana dharmina Panchami. Right, from that, what is that? Avyakrita. Avyakrita, what is Avyakrita? Maya is called Avyakrita. So among the entities in this universe, Maya is the cause, and therefore it is the Avyakrita is the highest there. Avyakritat. Parimuchyanti. Parimuchyante. Much dhatu is Atmane Pada, therefore the normal usage should be Muchyante. But in the mantra it is Parimuchyanti, therefore it says Parimuchyante. They are totally freed. Pari, totally. Muchyante, they are free. What is this pari? He explains. Sarvataha Vimuktaha Bhavanti. In whatever way one looks at, Sarvataha, in all ways, totally Vimuktaha Bhavanti. They are free. Going to Brahmaloka, they are there, enjoying the wisdom, enjoying that fullness there, and then they are at the end of this Brahmaji's time span, Vimuktaha Bhavanti, merge in Param Brahma. Further, there is no further samsara for them at all, no coming back at all. How many of them says Sarve, Nikhilaha? All of them en masse get mukti. Okay. So even if the point is, even if one were not to understand now, assimilate now, Aham Brahmasmi, this jnanam does not dawn upon the person even now. Even if the person does not live in fullness now, but a person puts in efforts, yatayaha, Vedanta Vijnana Sunischitartaha, Shuddha Sattvaha, such person is rewarded. Definitely goes to Brahmaloka only, does not come back to this Martya Loka, this Loka of uncertainties, right? This world of uncertainties, Loka where it is filled with a lot of grief, etc. We don't have at all. Even if one were to be a Shuddha Sattva, were to be a Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchita Arthaha, even that person gains Utkrishta Gati, Uttama Gati. That is the idea here. So what to talk of? Jivan Mukti. That is the idea. Okay. This is the explanation with reference to the Krama Mukti that is mentioned. Now what about the Satya Mukti here? We have to see. It's not mentioned in the mantra explanation here. We have to see. Te, look at the mantra. Te Brahmalokeshu Parantakale Paramrataha Parimuchyanti. In that second meaning, where Sadhya Mukti is referred to, that Brahmaloka is Brahma Eva Lokaha Brahmalokaha, not Brahmanaha Loka. Not Loka of Brahman, but the Loka which is Brahman. Which Brahman it is? Param Brahma. Not Apara Brahma, not Karya Brahma, but Param Brahma. Right? That is a Brahma Loka. Why it is called Loka then? Here, why it can be called Loka? Just compared to other Lokas. Lokas are familiar, so it's also called as a Loka. Eva Loka. It's not an actual Loka. Loka means actually going there and then experiencing something, taking a body, it's all there. Here it is not so. Loka Eva Loka. As if it's a Loka, that's all. Like a Loka, that's all. When it refers to Param Brahma. Parabrahma Prapti is there. When, for whom, who are the Jnaninaha, for whom there is no Pratibandha. Now, that's all taken care of. And then people who have Sakshatkara, who have Aparoksha Jnanam, for them, here itself. This itself, here itself is the Brahmaloka. They are the Brahman, right? They are Brahman. That itself is called Brahmaloka. Brahmalokeshu. And what is this Parantakala then here? What is the meaning of Parantakala? For Brahmaji, it meant Brahmaji's lifespan. What about Parantakala here? When the Ajnana, Avidya is totally gone, Samsara, Nashakala, that is the Parantakala here. The first meaning, Parantakala is end of Brahmaji's lifespan. Here it is end of Ajnana. When the Ajnana ends, Ajnana Karya, all of them end Parantakale. When does this happen? Parantakala, when does this happen? Jnanodaya Kale. Aparoksha Jnanodaya Kale, here itself. Then Paramrita, totally free, here itself. Parimuchyanti, with the Sharira they are free. With this Manava Sharira, in the human body, obtaining in the human body with the human mind, they are Parimuchyanti. There is no bondage, there is no limitation at all for them. Parimuchyanti. All jnanis, they are free here itself. This is the second meaning. Sadhyo Mukti meaning. Okay, is it clear? Brahmalokeshu means Brahmayeva Lokaha, that is Atma. Parantakala means Samsara Antakala, Ajnana Antakala. Paramritat, that is the Avidya, Maya. And then Parimuchyanti, they are free here itself, now itself. So the mantra can be taken to refer to Krama Mukti also, Sadhya Mukti also. Okay. Now this understanding Atma as Brahman, it's not an easy thing. At least for a person whose mind is still under the hold of some grossness. Some grossness is still there. Some pratibandha is still there. And then not to talk of raga, dvesha, etc., they are still there. It's not easy for a simple person to understand this completely. What should such a person do? Such a person should repeatedly dwell on this fact. This being sukshma, very subtle indeed. Being the very Atma, it is subtle. Sukshmat, susukshmam, it is subtler than the subtlest. It is said. Anoho, aniyan, mahato, mahiyan, yes. But then at the same time, anoho, aniyan, subtler than the subtlest. That is to say, does not mean that it is impossible to learn. The idea is one needs to put in more effort. Right? Suppose there is a tall hill, no, it's impossible to climb, it's difficult to climb that. That means I have to put in a lot more effort to climb that. When we say sukshma here, the idea is that more directed effort, more focused effort should be there. Concerted effort should be there. That is the idea. Now, Brahmatma being sukshma, that is why it was earlier said Niguda. Adihi Bhagavo Brahmavidyananda Varishtam, and then Sadasadbihi Sevyamanam Nigudham. Secret it was. It is said it's a secret. Why secret? Because it is sukshma. Anohaniyan, etc. That's what sukshma. Point is this: when something is sukshma, one can easily miss it. Right? Something gross we don't miss. But something sukshma, it's easy for one go off the point of the target. It's easy to miss. At any level, I may commit the mistake of taking this Vyavaharika, this Upadhi as Atma. It is possible. Right? So, the possibility of committing errors or continuing to commit the mistake is there. That's why, because it is sukshma. So, what should I do when the Atma is sukshma? That is, I need to prepare myself, ready myself to have a sukshma darshanam. Like even when people use the telescope or the microscope, say, right? What is far away, people use telescopes, and what is near, but then what is very tiny, to look at that, people use microscopes. Durbeen, Kurdbeen, they say. Durbeen. Durbin is telescope. Kurdbin is Hindi. Kurdbin is the microscope. Before a person uses the telescope or microscope, what do? They tune it. They tune the microscope. What is the tuning here? Adjusting the lens. They adjust the whatever different lenses are there, mirrors and lenses are there, they adjust. Only after adjusting the lens, they can have a clear view of what is there. They have slides and all glass plates on which the samples are there, right? Some culture is there, some tissue, some virus, etc. And then they adjust the microscope and then they can look at. Without adjusting, if they look at, they won't see anything there. Nothing is visible there. Nothing, can't see anything. So adjusting like that, adjusting the instrument, here one needs to tune one's own mind. That is necessary. Tuning here is a gradual process, and therefore, how does one go about this tuning? Expose oneself to the vision repeatedly, again and again and again, exposing. This is called a contemplation, right? A deliberation, a contemplation, a contemplating mind is necessary for that. And therefore now the Shastra proceeds to talk about the contemplation of Atma, contemplation on Brahma is going to talk about that in the following 3 mantras in our paper 5, 6 and 7 also. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Start. First of all, it says preparing for meditation, that it talks about. Now, the commentator introduces Idanim, presently, currently, now, Idanim, presently, Brahmajnana, Avapti Artham, for the sake of gaining, Avapti, gaining. Avapti Artham, for the sake of gaining. Brahmajnana, to gain Brahmajnana. Upasana Kartuhu. Kartuhu, for the doer of Upasana, meditation. For the meditator. Upasana Kartuhu, for the meditator. Upavesanartham, to sit in position. Upavesana, sitting. For sitting in position. Desha Visheshadikam, Aha. The Shruti specifies, tells Desha Vishesha, what type of place, etc. That is mentioned. To sit in meditation, what type of place is conducive, and other factors that is mentioned here. Mantra. Vivitta deshe cha sukhasanastha Shuchis samagriva shiras shariraha There is a printing mistake here. Atyashramastha sakhalendriyani Nirudhya bhaktya swagurum pranamya. The third line, it's printed as Antyashrama, it is Atyashrama. The N is extra. Okay. The sentence is not complete in this mantra, it goes on the next one also, 6 also. 6, 7. To 7, number 7 it goes. It is one big sentence. That's the Upasana, meditation. We'll leave it here. We'll continue in the next class. Om Bhadram Karne Shrunyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatra Sthirayamnehi Stuštvanusastanubihi Yashena Devayina Yadayu Swasti na Indro Viddhashrava Swasti na Pusha Vishnaveda Swasti na Stakshu Arishtadimihi Swasti no Prativadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।